We are live.
We are live. First things first, we just got news that Dickie Bird has passed away. One of the absolute legends of cricket, one of the greatest umpires, if not the greatest umpire of all time. Our respects to Dickie Bird and condolences to the family. Our thoughts with the family. He will forever remain immortal. Devashish Sen happens to have taken an interview with Dickie Bird just a month back in England when he was there for the test match. We will put it out again for all of you to consume. As you can see, Gargi, Ashok and I, we are in Dubai and about 3 hours for Pakistan, Sri Lanka. Plenty of things on the show today. Virat and Rohit, will they play in Australia? They will. Rohit Juglan broke the news that Ajit Agarkar was in touch with Virat Kohli, trying to figure out what his plans are. So that's something we will talk about. I'm a little disturbed about Abhimanyu Easwaran not making the India A team for the second Australia game. That's slightly disappointing because Abhimanyu Easwaran has travelled with the team since 2021, did not make his debut. Now he's not part of the team anymore. Does that mean that he will not get his opportunity? We will talk about that. And we will also talk about Pakistan versus Sri Lanka and India versus Bangladesh. So already we've got a question, we'll come to that. But Ashok, why don't you kickstart with Pakistan Sri Lanka? Because it's the hard news today, 3 hours later. Pakistan versus Sri Lanka. Is Pakistan going out of the tournament tonight?
They could well be. I think the next two matches are going to be very interesting as far as I'm concerned. But let's just stay on the Pakistan-Sri Lanka one. I think on the show yesterday we spoke about a mindset that Pakistan would have coming into this match with all the ambient noise around everything from handshake to match referee to incidents on the field. It's time to focus on the cricket because it's a question of staying on in the tournament or exiting, and therefore there can be no more noise. It has to be good cricket all around to make this happen. And Sri Lanka, we have seen, is a team that's consistently been doing well. They are capable of creating upsets when it comes to a match at this stage. Their batting is falling into place as I see bowling is in place. Patum Nishanka played a fantastic innings the other day. I think Pakistan will really have applied themselves if they have to win this match. An upset quite possible.
Your thoughts?
Upset is possible, but um, look, like Ashok said, I think it's time Pakistan started to focus on the cricket. We've seen all those antics, and every single day, there's new angles, there's new videos coming out of whatever happened in that India-Pakistan game and what happened post that. It's trickling into other sports as well. We saw that under 17 footballer and the gestures that he made. Now it's time for Pakistan to go out there and prove that they're actually here to play good cricket. At this point, Abhishek Yadav is asking, is there any practice session today? Yes, Team India is practicing
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, from 6
and,
o'clock
and,
local.
and they also have a press conference at the they also have a press conference at the Dubai International Stadium, and they will practice.
So there you go. That's the update when it comes to Team India. 6 p.m. local, they are practicing, which means 7:30 India time. They will start practicing. We will obviously bring you all the updates from ground zero, and there will be a press conference as well. We'll see who comes out. But again, when circling back to Pakistan now, it's time for them to sort of show that they are here to play good cricket and not participate in antics. And tonight will be a test because so far against India, you absolutely made a fool of that yourself with the kind of cricket that you played. Now it's time for you to redeem yourself and go out there and actually comprehensively win against Sri Lanka.
This whole Pakistan rhetoric, I mean, it's been going on for quite a while. Uh, as far as the cricket is concerned, look at the Pakistan media. I did a piece today on the Pakistan young 16-year-old kid celebration. And some Pakistan media people started writing below it that they are apparently enjoying when we cry. Because I said I'm concerned. How delusional, how idiotic are these guys? I'm talking about the country's youth. I'm talking about a country's youth. I mean, a 16-year-old. And you're saying you're enjoying. Who enjoy? Are you delusional or what? This is about a country's youth, Ashok, and think where this country is headed.
Absolutely. I think it is, forget the symbolism of it, or forget the indoctrination that's happening. I think it's unfortunate because you are toying around with the lives of those young boys. People who could have gone on to build careers, people who could have gone on to play for the national team. I think the messaging is so wrong. It's highly unfortunate. I don't even think that they are capable of thinking what those actions really mean. They are not capable of thinking, at the level at which adults think. They should be out there playing and enjoying the game. Instead, this is a complete disservice to what could be a happy youth and to a formidable career that they could build eventually. Completely not done at all.
Gargi, any Pakistan related, Sri Lanka related question? फिर वो पट करके ले लो, otherwise we will move on.
Nah, nothing. No one's concerned about. No one's concerned about Pakistan at the moment.
My point is Pakistan will have it difficult tonight. My point is Pakistan will have it seriously difficult tonight. I think that way. Okay, if that is the case, let's move track to Virat and Rohit, and then we'll get it from there.
All right. So Virat and Rohit, we're now talking about whether or not these two legends of the game will play in Australia. Ashok, I want to know your thoughts, but before that, what's the news that Shubhayan and Rohit were talking about this morning? The Ajit Agarkar thing, the phone call. What really happened there?
So Ajit called or Ajit got in touch with Virat is what Rohit Juglan has broken, saying that there has been no lack of communication. So there has been lack of communication. There's no clarity on what the plan is from Virat's standpoint. So the chief selector wanted an update on what Virat Kohli's plans are. So will he continue? Does he want to continue? Where is his career headed? What are his plans going forward? Apparently, the selectors wanted them to play the India A series, the ODI series, 1, 3, and 5 in Kanpur, the 3 one-dayers between India A and Australia A. That is what Rohit Juglan and Shubhayam have reported for Rev Sports Hindi. That's where it is, and I would want to ask both you and Ashok. Ashok, a question for you. My point is very clear that as far as Virat is concerned, you are as good as your last effort, which was Champions Trophy, which was stellar. Virat does have game left. He's practicing in London. Yes, there should be crystal clear communication, but it will depend on how he performs because performance playing for India is not an entitlement. I personally believe Virat Kohli has game left. I want to see him in Australia and I want to see that same motivation for him going forward. That's what I want to see. And if he has that, there is no reason for him to retire. So questions of Virat Kohli's retirement, I still think is premature. I personally believe Kohli will continue beyond 2025. Your thoughts and then Gandhi.
I actually saw Virat Kohli play in the Champions Trophy, and I completely agree that he's looking fit. He's looking on top of his game, and I think he's got a lot more cricket in him. In fact, I would say Borea not just 2025, but maybe a year or so more than that for sure. I think we will leave the question of retirement outside of the scope of this. I think a retirement is an entirely personal decision. It comes from what your body tells you, where you think you are at your career, and what is the right time. And I think we should actually stay away from that because to jump to such conclusions, you're doing disservice to the player and disservice to what he could actually bring to the table in terms of service to the nation. So let's leave that aside for a moment. Now, there are two things that I want to talk about. One, is there cricket left in Virat Kohli? 100% yes. I think, looking at his fitness levels, looking at what he brings to the team, and looking at the strategic role that he could play, I think there is a lot more that he can add value, and we should give him that due. The second is a question of managing transition. A lot of senior players, and it's not just an India situation. If you ask me, I would like to expand it and say there is a Virat and a Rohit in India. There is a Babar Azam, for example, in Pakistan. There is a Shakib in Bangladesh. I think we are beginning to see a transition management policy or the need for one to be put in place, which addresses the needs of the country and addresses the needs of the player. And if this is handled gracefully, handled nicely, you can get the maximum. It's a win-win for both the player and for the management of cricket in that particular country. So I would love to see that happen so that we are able to get the best of Virat and Virat enjoys the rest of his career in a manner befitting a champion.
Gandhi, your thoughts?
When we talk about Virat and Rohit, now we know that both of them are working really hard. We know that Rohit Sharma And the last time we saw him publicly as well, he looked much fitter. He looked leaner. His physique looked so much better, and he's working in the NCA. On the other hand, we know that Virat is practicing regularly at Lords. He's putting in the effort. So I'm not understanding how there hasn't been any communication from these two, because clearly you're seeing that they are working towards it, and like you said, they have also expressed their interest in wanting to play the India A games. Um, Now, when we talk about the prospect of these two players playing, I think they've still got a lot in them, especially Virat, especially if you talk about the fitness levels. And like you said, the last time we saw him was Champions Trophy. He was absolutely stellar. And I don't see a reason why Virat Kohli would not be in the team. If he's working just as hard, if he's, his fitness game is still on, he's still practicing at Lords, I don't see a reason why he should not play.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, a lot of people talking about the rains and the floods in Kolkata. We also got the news this morning that things are getting really difficult. And hopefully, everyone is safe and sound.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, from what I hear from my wife and the rest of the colleagues in Kolkata, the rain has slightly receded, is what I'm told. Uh, that's what I've been told, and the water level has somewhat receded, is what I'm told, Shriyansh. But if you can tell me that, what the update is, I'd be happy to take that. My thoughts and prayers with everyone. See, if something like this happens during the pujo, it's very disappointing, because people's livelihoods, people make a lot of money this time, festivities. This is when they relax, they look forward to this part of the year. A lot of pandals have gone underwater. So a lot of these things have been destroyed. There was a cloud burst. That's what I've been told. I've been reading up on this from morning. Cloud burst happened as a result, 200 plus millimeter of rain. Next day also there is some chance of rain, but it's not orange alert, it's yellow, so should recede. I wish everybody to stay safe. Any help, reach out to us. Whatever we can do, we will do. Our team is there in Kolkata. I'm not there, but my family is there and my team is there. We will do whatever we possibly can. So if any of our viewers need any help in Kolkata, please reach out. I know people have died because of electrocution, and it's the most horrendous and the most shocking, unfortunate, disappointing thing that can happen. Condolences and hearts go out, because this is not the way you should have to go from this earth. But as I said, these kind of natural calamities, because of climate change, because of everything else, is becoming a regular in our world, and it tells us how fragile our lives are. Ashok, this is very, very problematic. On behalf of everybody at Red Sports, we are sincere condolences. But as we said, we can try and help in whatever little way we can, with humility and respect. Quick one.
Absolutely. I grew up in Kolkata. I did my schooling there. And there are two things here. One, of course, endorsing what Doria said, which is that our heart goes out to the suffering that people are having there. And second, if there is anything that we can do, we will be more than happy to do it. Also, the timing of it, this is the time when the pandals come off and Kumar Tuli, the idols are ready to be shipped out. And, the Para Association would have put in a lot of effort to get the pujo organized. It comes at a very unfortunate time. I just hope that we are able to regroup quickly and get the pujos going with the usual grandeur that Kolkata is famous for.
Any further questions? Whatever Rohit, Virat, kya questions have
Yeah,
you?
Sanya Subhashish is asking about ISL. Any progress on it?
Yeah, ISL will happen. ISL will happen. Make no mistake, ISL will happen. Super Cup will also happen. And now the football season will be back on track after the Supreme Court's ruling. Uh, who will get the tender? It's impossible to say. But if you ask me to take a guess, FSDL has already put in thousands of crores in the last 15 years. I still think FSDL is the best bet for this. But ISL will happen. What name, what nomenclature will be for us to see. But there is absolutely no two ways. ISL will happen and Super Cup will happen.
Okay, so Fitmark was saying, why don't you guys do a show with tea and samosa? And then Suman Avasti replies to him and says, Fitmark, Gargi doing shows while eating samosa is less possible than Easwaran playing for India.
Great. Contest him and show it off.
Yeah,
Are you taking him on or not? Come on. We've given you the opportunity, Gargi. Are you taking them on?
I ate tiramisu today. Huh? No inhibitions, no
But
restrictions.
we are having tea.
So I've had my share of unhealthy food for the day.
Yeah, this we can guarantee. It was your house and the tiramisu. You only were the one called us up. So say it.
Absolutely. I think you
Where
missed.
is the mic?
Give it to him.
Sorry.
We were just speaking.
I think the prospect of samosa has got us into a trance. But yesterday we had ginger tea, special concoction that we now have every day. It's like a ritual.
Yeah.
The samosa, I'm not sure, but we started the day with a bowl of tiramisu, and it was just absolutely
Phenomenal.
By the way, we must also say this. The tiramisu shop was recommended to us by Sania. It was her favorite
She
place.
fed her.
She
He
fed
fed
us.
us, sorry.
She was the first one who kind of got us into that, and then we also ordered a full kilo of tiramisu between the three of us. We've
Can
not
you
finished
imagine?
it. We've not finished it yet. Ashok still has half of it left, and by the way, tonight Ashok is cooking for us. So we will all jump into the rest of the tiramisu at night once again. So Gargi has done her bit for today. Other questions?
Any update? गार्गी मैम तेरा नाम अनफिट मॉन्क होना चाहिए. बात तो सही है, फिट मॉन्क बात तो सही है. ओके, मोर. All right. There are some questions. Okay, Indian Technologies is asking, Ashok, you can take this one. Virat, Dhoni, Rohit, Sehwag, why are so many legends retiring in in a non-respectful way?
I would contest that. What exactly do we mean by a non-respectful way? I think we have to, think deeper and pick and choose what we are saying, and not be led by perceptions. I think, look, as I said in an answer to a previous question, that decision to retire is a personal decision. It's like a career that you have built, and your body tells you, your mind tells you, and what's happening around you tells you. Sometimes you know that you are at a stage in life where it's time to move on. And I have spent more than a couple of decades in corporate, and I've always said this to people who come to me saying that they want to move on, which is that sometimes it is not logic and rationale which decides these things. You actually feel it inside of you that now it's time for me to do something else. And that's where it comes from. I don't want to pick up each of those individual cases of Dhoni, Sehwag, Rohit, or Virat, but I think they have chosen, to retire. As the illustrious Sunil Gavaskar said, it's time to retire when people ask why and not why not. And I think that is really what applies here. Things are changing. I mean, like everything around us, things are changing. People, the amount of talent pipeline that is there, people are going to keep pushing you, and this is a good thing to have. But that's where you will need to take these decisions at its head, rather than lament and keep going till you make a pale shadow of yourself. So I think it is about timing, it is about your priorities, it is about your mental state of mind, and it's a combination of these which is an entirely personal decision. So I wouldn't really say that it's about disrespect or anything like that. If there's something specific you have in mind, please do say, and we can take that up.
Gargi, further questions?
More questions. Oh my god, my tongue's. Okay, I'm not even going to complete that set. Anurag Sharma is saying, Gargi, I had assured India will win in the final test at England. Oh, and she will treat me with kachori. Does she remember it? Why not have it in Kolkata during Durga Puja? Unfortunately, I will be in Delhi covering the World Para Athletics Championship, so I won't be able to go to Kolkata. But Anurag, send me your address. I will send you kachoris.
Who wants kachori?
He had predicted that India will win in the final test, and there was, I think, a bet going on that I will get him kachoris.
I'll get him kachori for us. Don't worry.
Oh no, I will eat kachoris. That was the bet. Can you imagine people are betting on whether or not I will
So
eat
then we'll have to buy
food?
kachoris here in Dubai and feed you. Yeah,
Kachori ko nahi bolungi
yeah,
main.
it's easier.
So then we'll get kachoris here, and then Ashok will take us to a place.
Any update on Indian squad for West Indies?
Tomorrow. The squad is being announced tomorrow. The question is Shreya Iyer.
Huh.
The simple question that I have in mind for tomorrow is Shreya Iyer. I am unsure as to why Shreyas Iyer left the team
Yeah,
and went back. I'm not sure
What
why,
happened with
despite
that?
being captain, he did not play this one. I've asked my reporters to dig into it. What is the point with Shreyas? Is there a family issue? Is there a personal emergency? Is there an issue? Have the selectors conveyed something that we don't know? What is the deal with Shreyas Iyer is the story. Shreyas Iyer, from what we know, Shomik had also said, was in contention for the West Indies series. Did not score too many runs recently in the Duleep and in the match against Australia A. Hasn't scored many recently, but in the last domestic season scored heavily. So will Shreyas Iyer be picked for the Australia series? Sorry, the West Indies series is the question that is doing the rounds. The fact that he did not play this game, he's not played too much cricket recently. So I'm very concerned. I'm kind of worried as to what happened that he had to leave the team. And does this kind of give us an indication that, okay, something has been conveyed, or is it a personal issue? Maybe tomorrow in the press conference, I'm sure people will be asked. And Ajit will give an answer more than 15-member squad is kaise chun sakte hain. Because every time, last few times, it has been the 15-member squad answer that only 15 can be selected. But if you've not picked Karun Nair for this, then clearly an opportunity has opened up. Are you going to take Shreyash in the middle order? There was a chance of Shreyash coming back in the middle order. You've kept Narayan Jagadishan ahead of Abhimanyu Easwaran. Does that mean that Jagadishan is now being preferred? What is the clarity on Abhimanyu Easwaran? These are straight questions that I think we need answers for. One on Abhimanyu Easwaran, the chap has been with the Indian team for the longest time. Why is he not being played this game? What is the issue with him? Has he been dropped? Is he not being considered? What is the issue with Shreyas Iyer? Why has he gone back? What is the clarity? Is it a personal issue? Is it a selection issue?
My question here, Gloria, is if Abhimanyu Easwaran does not get his opportunity in India A games, then when? Then where? As simple as that. He's not able to make it through or break it to the team when it comes to England, when it comes to Australia. He's a passenger princess with the team at this point. But uh, where then? Where? If not India, then where?
I agree with that. I mean, I think let's talk particulars. Like in the case of Abhimanyu Easwaran, I think it is high time that they look at it given the consistency of performance in the domestic circuit. I think this is exactly where they should have actually fielded him and given him an opportunity. So I think these are very pertinent questions and these need to be answered.
Fitmonk, condolences.
What has happened to sorry?
He's saying my crush in the college has a crush on Abhishek Sharma, which is why he hates Abhishek Sharma.
Not much that we can do, Boria.
We can't do anything
Not
about it.
sure about exactly what value we can add.
I think we can practice our technique and leave that ball outside of stump.
Square your shoulders and let the ball go.
Okay. Less than 5 months to go for the ICC T20 World Cup. Why has the schedule not been revealed yet?
I don't know. Boria, would you have any idea on this one?
I mean, I think 2 months in advance is a reasonable time. 5 months, I don't know.
What is the question?
ICC schedule, T20 World Cup.
November तक आ जाना चाहिए. November तक because ये Women's World Cup is their primary consideration now. So once the primary consideration is done, देखो, you have to plan your travel. And if India Pakistan is in Colombo, which is going to be the case, India Pakistan will be in Colombo. So you need to give supporters plenty of time to plan their travel and plan every other itinerary. Even my team will go. Even I might travel. So all of us will have to book our flights. Fans will travel from different parts of the world to India for the World Cup. So as long as you kind of give them more and more time to do it, I think it's very, very important for tourism companies, for travel and these kind of companies, for proper hotel bookings and everything. Look, this has been one thing. I mean, Olympic schedules, Asian Games schedules, FIFA schedules are ahead, are given 1 year in advance. So people can make these plans well and truly in advance. This is something I'm all for. I think it should be done so that the traveling fans can get this done. What?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think, especially in today's world, I think, and we are doing a show on sports tourism. I think sports tourism, commerce, and the sports logistics, all three go hand in hand. It's an important thing, not just from a fan perspective, but also from a stakeholder economics perspective to plan this out and communicate well in advance because there is so much that goes into it and so much at stake at it. that it needs that kind of advance time that needs to be available to the people who are trying to take the
Because this show has become a dating site or what? Suman Avasthi is saying, Boryada, can you send Fitbank a bat signed by Abhishek so he can gift it to his crush and improve her? Boy, what unbelievable imagination going on.
And do you realize we are the cupids here? Getting that
Maybe
back.
that's a new, we can pivot to a new business idea here. Let sports reverberating dating.
Cupid.
What is Cupid?
Are Cupid?
Cupid is the Greek god of love.
No, as in,
The little
so we'll
kid.
facilitate all this.
Yeah.
So who says that something is the new, Padel is the new Tinder here,
Yeah.
right?
Padel is the new
comment.
Tinder.
Padel is the new Tinder in Dubai.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's true.
Which it is, which is very true.
Which is
Nice.
very
By the
true.
way, we started with Dicky Bird. Whoever has asked, Roger Chatterjee, we started with Dicky Bird.
Yeah.
And yes, we our respects to Dicky Bird. Condolences to the family. By the way, I'll take this because this is addressed to me. By the way, Dex, you've started again. You and Gargi, this famous combination of the two of you. But you've actually asked a question. I
He
think
has,
tonight's
he has.
game could be a knockout. It is. Lanka aaj hard ashme against Pakistan. I think Lanka team is overrated. We'll have to see what transpires.
No, I was looking at some stats earlier, and I think they have won 5 out of their last ODI. So I don't think you should underestimate that Sri Lankan team.
Sasural gained a fool. I think you're asking for about my mood. I'm always in a good mood. I mean, there's no question of mood, and trust me. I mean, Ashok yesterday said I'm looking much relaxed after the India-Pakistan game, which is the truth. Because that game, and I'm not worried about the result or anything. I explained to him why I was tense. Because had you been in that ground, you would know that the two groups of supporters, there was every chance of retaliation. Because Pakistan would have done something ridiculous and the Indians would have retaliated. That is where it would have headed had there been a result which went against India. And I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted that that was avoided. And that's why I did not even eat. Ashok kept asking, would you want to have some dinner? So no. Thereafter you said, why not the draws be televised? I think that's a good point. Because if you see the FIFA World Cup draw, if you see other events like that, not every draw. I mean, there are many events where the draws aren't televised as well, but there are some draws which are televised, and it can actually make a good television property. If the ICC, for example, IPL auctions are televised, auction platforms have become great TV properties, so why not? Why not? I mean, this is a good point that you made. So I think, yes, there is a possibility there. Guys, there is a super chat. Quickly,
Yeah.
there.
Ramesh is saying India needs to look beyond Easwaran. अरे उसको देखा ही कब आपने? And Sarfaraz, some players perform at domestic level, but don't have the skill to perform at
But
international.
आपको पता कैसे
आपको
चला?
आपने तो दिया ही नहीं ना चांस. आपको कैसे पता चला कि ईश्वरन नहीं खेल सकता है?
This guy has 27, first class 100, 7,000 runs, average of close to 50
Not
in
every-
first class cricket. आप बोल रहे हो कि उसको chance ही नहीं मिलना चाहिए, आप उसको reject
After
करते हो.
debut नहीं हुआ टेस्ट में उसका.
How is this even possible?
10 matches and you could not fit in Abhimanyu Easwaran.
15.
15.
It also sets difficult precedences because then the question that upcoming cricketers are going to ask is,
Domestic cricket is the priority.
is your priority, and if you are delivering there and you're not getting a breakthrough, then what confidence are you assuring that if you do well there, you will get a chance? And that raises very critical questions. So it's something that cannot be glossed over and needs to be well thought out in terms of the approach and the strategy.
Last couple of questions. Last couple of minutes on the show. Shreyas Iyer, Bhanush is saying.
Actually, time is 4:30 बजे है ना meeting. So we can continue for 10 more.
Okay. Shreyas Iyer doesn't deserve to be in the test team because he's not taking test cricket seriously.
Who said so?
He failed in the Duleep Trophy. Just because you fail, first of all, just because you fail doesn't mean that you're not taking it seriously. Okay, now let's continue. And first test against Australia, A pulled out of second test. We don't know what happened. That also. So at this point, we will give him the benefit of the doubt that the reason why he pulled out must have been something important because Shreyas Iyer has been relentless in his pursuit of getting that spot back in the Indian team. Your thoughts?
I absolutely think Shreyas Iyer deserves a chance. I don't think Shreyas Iyer is not taking cricket seriously, and all this is right. How do you even know that he's not taking his cricket seriously? The guy has not been given an opportunity in this World Cup. In the England series and thereafter in this Asia Cup, where he should have made the team. You had three keepers. I've made this point earlier. Now you tell me, there is a Dhruv Jurel, there is a Narayan Jagadishan. Why? Because Narayan Jagadishan today, I mean, I don't know why Shreyash went back. If there's a family issue or a personal emergency, then I don't know. But there is every reason. He was captain. He was the captain. So Karun Nair, if you're overlooking Karun Nair, why not try Shreyash Iyer? He has had a domestic average in Ranji Trophy of 70 last year. Had a tremendous domestic season. Sarfaraz Khan. Sarfaraz Khan even scored 100 in the Buchi Babu and batted beautifully there. So why is it that you will overlook Sarfaraz Khan? For what? I mean, these are, and you are the one who made it very clear that domestic performances will be rewarded. Players ought to play domestic cricket, and these guys are doing that. They are taking domestic cricket seriously and playing domestic cricket. Why should it not be? Why should it not be rewarded? Someone's asking, Ashok, have you been to Darjeeling?
Yes, I've taken the toy train and gone up all the way for a holiday, but that was many, many, many years ago. I would really love to go back there and revisit that experience all over. But I wonder why that question is being asked.
Who asked this?
What?
Who asked Ashok, have you been to that desk?
Dex.
Ask him why.
Why?
No, ask that's
अच्छा,
why.
क्यों पूछ
Well,
रहे हो
I
भाई?
went to Darjeeling. I went to Darjeeling last year, and that's when I actually made plans. Imagine this.
Oh, I
was in,
remember. I remember.
remember?
Yeah.
So I was in Darjeeling on the 3rd of January, and I made plans for the 3rd of January next year. So I booked my our Australia Boxing Day and Sydney plans
Sorry.
from Darjeeling in sitting while chilling out with Shobishta
Last year.
1 year
Yeah.
advance. I told them also, I'm booking. This is what it is. The Gang Street Waterloo apartment because it's close to the Sydney cricket ground. Job done.
That's where we stayed.
That's why we stayed. You and I, our apartment, the same one.
When David
He's-
Warner came to
Correct, when
pick us
David
up.
Warner came to pick us up. They stayed in the same one. So all of them stayed in the same.
Look what Fitness is saying.
What is he saying now?
अरे ये रहा?
गांधी मैम, every time we spot you having a health drink, इतना fitness conscious क्यों होता है? ये भी है, ये दोनों है. Why क्यों है? बताइए.
No, but I pride
I'm not a
myself.
patch on Gandhi right now, so I will.
But you were
spare my
also
shoulder.
going mad.
No, this is me being very lenient with my lifestyle. But I pride myself on how clean I eat and I work out every single day. Six days a week I'm in the gym. I eat very clean. It gives you a sense of purpose in life.
Absolutely, I would endorse that. I think
Yeah.
It's a good habit.
it's a good habit. It's a way of life. It helps you become more productive.
And it
You know,
helps
the
your
way
body.
to
My only thing is these days I see people overdo it, and I've advised that don't overdo it. Live your life, give yourself the indulgences also, and live it properly. That's all. My only thing is that lead your life healthy, mentally be as happy and as productive as physically, because it's about mental health and physical health coming together. So that's what it is. In Rev Sports, our conscious effort is to ensure that all our colleagues are mentally and physically equally productive and happy. That's the point. Yes, guys.
There
We
is
can
one-
continue a few more
Yeah,
minutes.
there is one. Ashok, you can take this one because you've got that edge. Sasural Gaindafool is saying your opinion on Surya's statement that India-Pakistan is not a rivalry. Isn't that troubling for media and broadcasting?
I thought that was a brilliant statement to make. I'm not sure what exactly is troubling about it. I think
That it's not a rivalry.
So
and
basically, broadcast उसको बेच नहीं पाए.
हाँ, downplay कर रहा है ना वो rivalry.
So when you wear your star hat or your Z hat, are you troubled?
no. In fact, in the article that I wrote about the new Asian Derby yesterday, I did make a comment saying that look, there is something. There are three things that go into a derby. There is history, there is rivalry, and then there is the myth or the legend that is created around it. Now, on the first part of it, the India-Pakistan rivalry is not going to go out of the window just because Surya made that statement. I think it was an instance where an Indian captain went out there and made a bold statement, really sticking it into the opposition instead of gestures that people were making. Here was the captain who delivered the goods, made it pay, and then went out there and said it. And I think that was what it was. Period. But the India-Pakistan rivalry is not going to go away that easily. It has historically been a strong rivalry. I would expect that they would come back, with more preparation, and we would see more of it to come. As far as the broadcaster perspective is concerned, I would say that it would still be a big draw going forward from a viewership and from a monetization perspective. That's not going to go away. Back and do their homework before the next encounter. So I'm not seeing the broadcaster interest in it going away that easily.
That's, I think, a very good answer. Somebody's asked me this question 20 times. Ramesh, Buriaga, did you talk with Pak journalist Ejaz Wasim Bakri? I don't know who this Ejaz Wasim Bakri remotely is. I've never seen his face, never spoken to him, don't even know who he is or where he exists. I did see Ejaz Wasim Bakri quote tweet my piece today and write some rubbish. I wrote the piece out of concern that if Pakistan is not stopping its youth, 17-year-old, 16-year-old youth, from celebrating, and it's a kind of indoctrination or radicalization of a certain sort. I wrote that piece and I said, stop your youth from being corrupted like this. In return, Mr. Bakri, with respect, wrote that he finds it very funny that I'm crying. So my response to that was, he is delusional. I've never seen someone who says his or her country's youth should do this. I stopped there because I don't need to interact with people who are delusional. If he had some sanity, he would be as concerned, if not more concerned, because it is his country's youth. And for me, such idiots don't exist. I wrote that piece as an analyst of sport, not as an Indian. If Mr. Bakri feels enjoyment from his country's youth being corrupted or radicalized or indoctrinated and wants to make them into social media sensations, he is welcome to do so. For me, such fools don't exist, and such fools in the space of sport actually are, how do I put it, they are disgusting elements who will eventually make sport or the sports fraternity a bad place. For me, it doesn't matter. I was writing out of concern as an analyst of global sport, but Mr. Bakri is entitled to his opinion and I am entitled to mine.
A super chat here by Kostub. He's saying, are India-Pakistan fixtures about cricket anymore, or just about drama and gestures? Shouldn't players set an example of respect rather than symbolism? Are these are these gestures or whatever just to fuel politics and negativity?
India Pakistan. I'll go back to the principle that I laid out in the article where a derby is predicated on three conditions: history, heat, and hope. History is a long list of rivalries that have gone down the books of history as uh, epic fights between both the countries. Heat is about what is generated on the cricket ground and all around it, and hope is hope, which is that what you expect will happen as a result. Now, the middle component, which is the heat component, sometimes transcends beyond the cricket ground into symbols that are about aggressiveness. Sledging has long been the domain of the Australian cricketers. So it is not something that can exist in isolation, and the ecosystem will have combination of everything. Currently, the issue is not that. The issue is it taking a turn for the ugly, and that's the problem, and which could have far-reaching consequences. Ironically, the consequences are for the nation that's actually perpetrating this, and that's something that they don't realize. They are going to go down into a deep hole that they are digging, which they are currently not realizing. It's not good at all for cricket in general.
He wants your opinion.
I don't think it is all about drama or gestures. You've seen your Indian players tweet and write that as long as they keep talking, India keeps winning, their job is done. If you refer to Surya's statement, Surya successfully got under the skin of the Pakistanis, got into their head, and we continue to live rent free in their heads. They've completely been, taken by surprise. They've been outdone and outsmarted, and India went on to beat them in the two games quite comfortably, and will possibly do the same if they make the final. So I think the Indians played it outside and on the field very smart. They played the game to perfection with the bat and decimated Pakistan. Pakistan, by trying to do the antics, lost the plot on and off the field. That's what it is all about. And that's what I believe. I think eventually it has to be on the field, and the Indians have done that to perfection. Last couple of minutes, folks, खत्म करते हैं दो चार सवाल लेके close करो because Ashok has fixed a business meeting again. We are here not just for the Asia Cup, because we are also doing multiple business development meetings. So Red Sports, as you guys know, is expanding big time, and all of that is happening. So last couple of minutes from the show.
Fitmonk is saying, can we see the joint man of the tournament in this Asia Cup, one and only Andy Burke? What does that mean?
So he's saying he will be the player of the tournament.
it'll actually set a new precedent if that happens.
Not a bad idea.
Absolutely not. Okay. Um, I think I think we can call it a live.
Yeah,
I
please.
think we can wrap up because today's the practice session. India is practicing at 6 p.m. local, 7:30 India time, and we'll obviously there will be a press conference. We'll come live after the press conference and after some of the practice session is done as well. So there'll be plenty of lives to follow through. Thank you so much, Ashok and Moria, for joining this show. We'll be back very soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And thank you for joining.